Joined by defending trainer of the winner of last year's Hannon, Robert Dunn, now in partnership with Jenna. So you've got Classie Brigade returning. Can we deliver Jenna this time? A Hannon win, RJ? Gee, he's returned in good form.
He has, Johnny. I think we can. Look, his first one was super. His second one was good. He probably should have won it. Johnny couldn't activate the pull down blinds. And look, he's an old fella. He's a bit like me, not you. And as you get older, you get a bit cunning. And old Classie pulled up a wee bit, Johnny. You know, he went 27 and ticked down the back, round to the quarter, and he was still going really nice at the top of the stretch, but he just pulled up a fraction on him, and he couldn't get him going. But that's Classie. So, you know, we might just have to just change the driving tactics a bit. He's such a great beginner, and he finds himself in front. I'll tell you what, Johnny, right now, he's not the best front runner. Even though he wins a lot in front, he's definitely better from the trail. I remember it was down in Chicago. Not sure what race it was. But remember Pembroke's Playboy just absolutely flew up on the inside and got him late.
Yeah, Oamaru Cup at Winton.
Was it? Yeah, Oamaru Cup. Yeah. And he had it one for all fun. And Johnny said he could just feel him just put the handbrake on with about 20 metres to go. And that's not being detrimental to the horse because he's a fabulous horse, but that's just the way Classie is. And even when we work him on the beach in front, there's the old saying, a fat man could run past him. And that's the way Classie is. He's a relaxed fella, sort of fella. And he doesn't care. He just does his work, and we sort of know when we train him, if a horse runs past him, he still work great because that's what Classie does. So we'll put that race behind us, and I think he's in fine fettle, and I'm really hoping that between him and George Henry Hubert, we can win for Jen.
Yeah, I want to talk about Henry Hubert. Obviously, fresh up, I thought he was excellent. Then pushing them over the line last start. Obviously, missed away last time. Probably the only concern because, he looks to be physically going super.
Yeah, I thought that was the run of the race, really. And, this horse is Jenna's favourite horse. She loves George, as you call him. And he was great last week. At first week, he was good. I thought he could have picked up, Classie, but he didn't. But I thought last week he was super. Now, Tim thought if he had got him out around the turn outside of Ages White Sox, he would have won it. But he always lugs in a little bit around the turn. And Turtle couldn't get him out, around the turn. So he sort of took the option to find a bit of a gap. But he never found it till late. But he was just cruising, wasn't he? So I think if he steps, I think he could be this week the horse to beat.
Yeah, I was going to ask you a very, very difficult question. If you had to go with one, I know it's a very tough one, from your own barn, obviously. Loyalty's right down the middle. Which one would you say the punter should be backing?
Oh, I think Henry Hubert this week. There you go.
And just before you wrap things up, Ned Kelly going around as well. He's a horse that's shown ability. If he showed his true ability on Sunday, he'd be thereabouts, I would have thought.
Look, I haven't had a quick look at the draws. What's he drawing, front line or second line?
He's drawn front line. I think he's in barrier 3. We'll just pull up barrier 4 in race 9.
He's a very nervous horse, Johnny, and he's a horse that has to get open spaces. And when he draws second line, if you look back at all his starts, he's a really, really difficult horse in the second line. He gets into trouble if he gets crammed up. If Johnny does take a hold of him, trying to bring him back into a spot, he just actually loses the plot. So drawing the front line would be he's different horse altogether. So I would say that he's going to turn his form around very, very quickly because he's a confidence horse, and if Johnny can actually get him out, get him handy, get him to the front, he'd be very hard to beat.
Robert Dunn, really appreciate your time. All the best for the PlaceMakers Hannon. We'll be cheering on, obviously, Classie Brigade looking for 2 in a row. And Henry Hubert, your tip. Appreciate you giving up your time for the club.
Thanks, Johnny.